Good morning. It is the 28th of December. I have been snuggled up underneath my ho 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 blanket for the last week or so. We had a very nice Christmas, and if you remember, prior to Christmas Day, I only had like a very small strip of a gingerbread house. Well, I've been a bit busy and I just need to do the roof now because I have... Ready? I have a gingerbread house and I absolutely love it. Look, the decorations go all the way around. It's got a cardboard insert so that it holds its shape. It's even got a base. And yeah, I just need to do the roof. So I'm very happy with myself. Yeah. So things that I need to try and do this week. I bought loads of veg. Did I actually buy it? Despite saying for 3 days straight, I need to buy veg, I need to buy veg. I did buy veg. So I need to cook that up. I'm going to have some of that for dinner tonight. And then try and put some in the fridge so I can roast it another day. I've been working my way through boxes of chocolates. I have two, if I can reach them, 2 little chocolates left over from a box that a colleague of mine gave me, and I've had some lovely cider. Someone has sent us a Christmas puzzle, so I actually might sit down and do some of that just because I feel like a bit of a change. I have been sat on the sofa for at least 2 days. Yeah, mainly just working on my gingerbread house, which I love. Basically, I cut all the cardboard pieces out yesterday, and the day before I'd stitched everything on, like all the different decoration bits, and then I wove in the ends for one half of it, and then yesterday wove in the other half and cut out the frame in the cardboard. Now, I put it together slightly differently than the instructions because my worry was that if I crocheted the base onto it first, I wouldn't be able to get these flaps over the cardboard insert. So I put the cardboard in first, and actually that gives me a nice flat base to it as well, because I attached the base whilst the cardboard was in it. So the cardboard is going nowhere. Yeah, but it's nice and solid. So I'm very happy with that. Yeah, so I'm going to sit and do the roof pieces. I did start one. Let's see if I can get that out with one hand. So I have done 2 stripes of colour for the roof. The next colour is green, then yellow, then orange. So that actually didn't take me very long to get that far last night. So I'm going to do both halves of the roof, and then yeah. So I did finish my TOFT Advent. I did finish my TOFT Advent, and that is now on display in my telly. But yeah, I really wanted to do this gingerbread house. I just really did. And I don't know what I'll be doing next. I have the baby booties that I really do want to finish. And I am going to a friend's house on the 30th. So I've got a couple of days, today and tomorrow. I want to try and go to sort my phone out. They wouldn't do it before. And I'm worried that if I go today, they're still going to say no. And I need to wait the 30 days. But yeah, I'm impatient and I really need a new phone. And I really need a new Fitbit because this strap is hanging on by a thread. And there's no point me buying a new strap for this one if I'm going to get a new one anyway. So yeah, it's hanging on for dear life and I really need to upgrade it. So I want to know what you guys get up to in the Betwixtmas time of year. So between Christmas and New Year, what do you actually do? For me, it's a lot of resting because I go back to work pretty much as soon as the New Year is in. And I just try and catch up on lots of stuff. I have 2 big things that I need to film this week. But I could probably do them on like the 1st or 2nd of January. They don't have to be done this week. So I need to film my whip audit, my annual whip audit of all the projects that I have started and not finished. And I need to film the December podcast. So that's why I'm desperate to finish this gingerbread house, because that's one less whip for my list when I write that back out, and why I want to finish off the baby booties as well, because it'll take another one off my list. Because technically, I mean, have I started? Okay, settle a debate for me. Would you consider the fact that I think I've done the very first round, would you consider that a whip? Let me see if I can dig it out. Okay, I have done 3 rounds of my manatee. Would you consider that a new whip? If I've only got 3 rounds in. I mean, I could quite easily pull that back and say it's not a whip. But, yeah. Because I know that in terms of knitting, like if you were knitting a sock, I would consider, if you have knit the first 5 rounds, that is started. Rather than just a cast on edge. To me, a cast on edge, because it can be ripped out so quickly, does not constitute a whip. Yeah. Or do I just go for the whole approach of my podcast, my rules, which I've nabbed from Martin of Knit365. But yeah. So, I mean, it's living in the TOFT subscriptions bag. I need to iron on the patches, so maybe I'll do that today as well. And I'm going to put the Advent patch on the back and put my Advent badge on the back as well. Because this still holds all the yarn from Advent, so I need to find somewhere to put that. I might put it in these drawers behind me, so that they're nice and safe, with all the tags and stuff as well, because actually the balls fit quite nicely into there. They are designed for like 35-40 grams of yarn, and you know, these are quite small, so I might put those in there actually. Yeah, there's a lot to do. I was going to go shopping for something else, but I can't remember what now. I was going to go to Poundland. I know what I was going to get in Poundland, but there was something else I was going to do, and I can't remember, and I just want to finish my gingerbread house. Okay, so the other thing is, right, so this gingerbread house is technically an Advent project, so there are 24 parts to it. The house, I think, takes up to part 9 or 10. So, I consider the gingerbread house to be one entity. Because it's in an Advent, do I have to consider it as a whip if I don't do the other 15 days? 14 days? Let me know in the comments what you think. Because, yeah, I'm considering that the gingerbread house would be finished, and therefore that particular whip is finished. Everything else will only take me a couple of days to do anyway. I mean, I've blitzed through, 8 days in this gingerbread house in the last 3 days. So, I mean, it's durable. I've got, 3 days until the end of the year? I'm going to crack on with my day and stop talking on here so I can actually finish the gingerbread house, and then I'll come back to you with a finished house. Would you believe it? I've actually cooked Brussels sprouts that I'm happy to eat. These are actually really nice. So, I'm going to sit down and eat some nice dinner. Also, gingerbread house is finished. I love it so much. It's so cute. And you can hide stuff inside. So, I have just been looking here for some heart buttons to put onto my mug cozy, because I feel like the ones that we do have are a little bit small. So I've just dug these out because I can flip them round and I don't need to use the print side, I can use the plain side. Found I have 2 packets of them. Originally bought for me by my mum so I could turn them into badges, but the pin badges don't fit on these, they're too big. So I'm going to put 2, or maybe 3 actually, so I can do it up at the back as well, onto my mug cozy. But I figured whilst I'm here, I'm going to pop the leftovers from my the leftover yarn from my advent into this drawer unit as well, because a lot of the drawers are actually empty. So I'm going to open those 3 are definitely empty. So I currently have, that's the manatee yarn. So we have plum. So I'm going to see if I can put the tags back on. So plum, I might weigh these actually in a little while to check how much it's actually used, because I tried to use all the scraps from the very first ball instead of opening up the second ball. So we've got a little bit of cream, that's oatmeal, we've got some black, and I've even got a little bit left of the violet as well. So don't think I did too badly. I'm not going to need all 3 drawers, am I really, for that? Some more black. I don't know if I need black for the manatee. I will have to double check. That's the manatee. So I figured I would get all the little cards out. Just have a tidy up, really. So violet can go in there. No, not violet. Plum. That's the black. Put that in there. Cream. And then violet can go in with the plum. And I will put the oatmeal in with the cream and black as well. I still have a little bit of ribbon too. I think that is all that's left of the extra plum. I'm going to leave the stitch markers and centralizer in here, the stitch gauge. I need to put my stuff up back into its packet. And yeah, just having a bit of a tidy up. Also, look at my gingerbread house. I nearly dropped it, didn't I? Look. I love it. I absolutely love it. And we can store our chocolates and sweets and stuff inside. Yeah, I'm very happy with this. I mean, considering I started the very first piece and got to here on day 1 and didn't really touch it afterwards. I've done all of this since Boxing Day, so that's 2 days. Maybe 3 days. I maybe did a little bit on, possibly did a little bit on Christmas Eve actually, as well as Christmas Day. But yeah, it is done. I'm so happy with it, and I've now shown it to my friends, and now they want to make one too. So manatee yarn is back in the bag on its own, so that can be sorted. Let's put these bits back up. Yeah, I'm going to finish off my cozy, and then we're going to see what else I can finish. So it's Friday the 29th of December, and I have finished the gingerbread house. I finished my mug cozy last night, which I absolutely love. Hang on. It's just so cute. I've got some heart buttons and some stick-on snowflakes. It's so cute. Yeah, so finished that yesterday, and I have just finished all the pieces for the elephant booties. So I need to try and stitch them all together and get some stuff in, because I think I need to stuff the head and the trunk. Yeah. So I need to get on with that. I need to go and get electric because we've got just over £1 left on it. So the emergency hasn't kicked in yet, but it could do any minute now. And I've just got a friend of mine sending me some pictures of some prints because I want to get one for Ralph. I wanted to get one for Christmas and then I completely forgot about it. So I will get one for Valentine's Day, I think. Yeah. I don't know whether to go to Lakeside to try and sort my phone today or try and go first thing tomorrow morning. I am going to my friend's tomorrow. I'm going to Lynn's with some friends. Just to hang out, chill, crochet. But I want to get these booties finished before I go tomorrow, and I need to work out what I'm going to take with me to work on whilst I'm there. I did actually put 10 rows into the second Grinch scarf. Just trying to get it out of the bag. I didn't have any of the red before yesterday, so now I've put 10 rows of red in. It's very simple. It's just a C2C. I don't have a pattern. I'm just making it. I made it up as I went along for the first one. I think I have written down how I made the eyes, so I need to find that. It's in my notebook. And what I'll do, I'll write it up as a free pattern, I think, and pop it onto Ravelry, because it's a character. I'm very tired. I think I went to bed at about 2 o'clock and then kept waking up in the night, so I've not had brilliant sleep, but it is, what's the time now? Gone 12 o'clock. So I need to think about having some lunch and getting myself out of the flat for a little while. Yeah. Yeah, not much else going on. I think on Sunday, so tomorrow's the 30th and that's Saturday. Sunday, I think I'm going to, I don't know if to film the podcast on Sunday or Monday. I guess it all depends if Ralph's going to go out for a walk, and I can do it with no distractions then. So I'll speak to him later. He's had to get his family car, which is originally was his mum's, then was his brother's, and now it just sits at his parents' house for anyone to use. There's a fault with it. He managed to get it here on the 20th, but couldn't get over 45 miles an hour, so we think it's misfiring and it needs some new spark plugs. So he's had to get that towed to the garage in Billericay, so it's near his parents' house. But the garage is not open, and actually I remembered very late yesterday that the owner of that garage actually lives down the road from me. So yeah, anyway, I don't know what to do first. Right, I'm home. I spent just over 7 hours at my friend's house, and I tried to do like a chat, in-car chat on my way there, but completely forgot what I wanted to talk to you guys about. So I remembered though, so that was helpful. I wanted to say what we'd been up to this week, and completely had a complete blank as to what we'd actually done. So I finished the mug cozy. I finished the gingerbread house, so I'll pop pictures up of that unless I've done a video. Oh, I don't remember. Maybe I'll do a little setup and do a proper video. Yeah, so what we've actually done this week is we had Christmas at my parents'. Boxing Day, didn't really do very much Boxing Day. On the 27th, we went to the cinema, and we actually went to see Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom, which is Aquaman 2. And actually, we really enjoyed it, but there's a lot going on. There's a lot of action, and it's a little bit difficult to keep up with what is actually happening. But we enjoyed it. We like Marvel and DC and stuff like that, so yeah, we had a good time. We then went for dinner. We went to Bella Italia for calzone, pizza, and I can't remember what my brother-in-law had. Yeah, I can't remember. I had the calzone. It's been a long time since I had one and finished one, so I was quite impressed with myself. But it meant there was no room whatsoever for dessert, and I was really, really, really looking forward to, I think it's like a Millionaire's. It looks like a cheesecake, but it's not a cheesecake. Yeah, so didn't end up with dessert, but that's fine. And then yesterday, what was yesterday? Yesterday was 29th. On Wednesday, Ralph managed to get the car that he borrows back to his parents' house, so that can be looked at because it wasn't firing properly. And then, so he wasn't home on the Wednesday. He went to see a friend on the Thursday, and then that friend came here for a couple of hours, which was quite nice. They sat and did, well, the three of us actually sat and did the border of a puzzle that he sent us. So I think me and Ralph are going to try and do some more of that and finish it before we go back to work and before he goes back off to Glasgow. So that's one thing that I'll show you a little bit later, I think, once we've got some more pieces in it, because we don't have anything other than a border at the moment. And then today I have been to a friend's house to just sit, chat, drink tea, eat pizza and crochet, basically. So there was 5 of us in the end, but it was just really nice to just sit and chill, and it's actually been really productive. Like, for some of us anyway. Lynn, who was hosting, kept getting up to make tea and then putting pizza so he could eat. So I think she only got a couple of roast done on her blanket, but for the rest of us, it's actually pretty productive. So I'm going to show you what is in my Woolwich bag. So I've shown you this before. It is Grinch scarf number 2. And I had a whole ball of lipstick yarn to add to it. So before Christmas, before I picked it up a couple of days ago, I only had the green and white. And since then, I have done my whole ball of red. And this is what I have left. So there's not enough to do one more row, because it's all trebles. So that's it, it's done. So I've just got to cut that, weave in these ends up here and the end here. Get a white pom-pom to put on the end, and I need to find my notes, because I wrote in my notebook how I did the eyes and the mouth and stuff like that. So I need to work out what notebook it's in first, and then I can finish that. I think the yellow yarn is actually in, I think it's in here. It is. There's the yellow, so that can come out. And then there's a C2C started because I was demoing with it. Yeah, so I'll make up the eyes and get those attached, and then I just need to find the black, which was in here as well. There we go. Look at that. Plan is coming together. So I'm going to sit and finish that in a little while. The aim is to get that finished before the new year, which is tomorrow is New Year's Eve. So I need to get that finished. So that can all go in that bag. It's just C2C. I will write it up because it doesn't require a proper pattern really, except for the eyes. So I will write that up. I have all the pieces in here for the little booties. And I did take that with me today with some stuff in, but realised I left the book here. This book. So I also need to sit and sew that together. So that's two things that I know I can finish in less than a day. But do you remember me saying that I was umming and ahhing over whether something was considered a whip and could go on my whip list or not, because I'd only done 3 rounds? Well, I'm now on round 19, so it is considered a whip. But if I just continue with this evening and tomorrow, this could be a finish as well. So I potentially have 3 more items I can finish, 2 of which are on my whip list. So let's grab the book and work out what that will take me to. So if I finish those 2, so I started the year with 27 whips. I have finished 8. I have frogged 2. So that's 19, 17, because that's 10. But I have also added 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 bigger whips to that list. However, I only have 3 of those left. So if I was on 17 and I now added 3, that gives me 20. If I finish the baby booties and the other Grinch scarf, because they're both on this list, that would drop me to 18, which means I'm under 20. But that also means I need to finish the manatee as well, and I'll stay at 18. So I'm quite pleased with that, because that will drop me under 20, which is it's not ideal, but there are a couple of things on here that I am actually always working on. So for example, the hexagon cardigan in teal, I'm making that for a colleague now, and I'm halfway through that, so that will be struck off soon as well. I'm almost halfway through the last sock for Ellen, so that can come off. I'm actually going to take the makeup wipes off of this list because I have a set. I might even have 2 sets finished. I'm clearly not going to make any more, so I might call that done, and then that takes that off. So that's technically 17. I'm back down to 17. And the bigger ones on here are the on the seashore blanket. My favourite thing's scarf, because I changed the blanket into a scarf, and the Zuri Tunisian crochet blanket. So now I know I can do a Tunisian square for that Zuri blanket a day. So if I pick a month and I just work on the Zuri, I will get it finished, and then it's just joining it. But yeah, so I'm looking forward to being under 20 whips, that is for sure. And then I will do a proper whip audit where I will get them all out again, see if there's any progress on them, see if there's any that I feel like I kind of need to just frog and get rid, basically, because I'm not working on them, or if I haven't touched them, basically. So yeah, that whip list might actually get smaller, but I am now home. I am going to sit. No, I'm not going to sit. First off, I'm going to find the pattern to do the eyes on here, and I'll make those and get that sewn together. And that's a very quick finish. I feel like I need a quick finish. After I finished the red yarn today, I was like, oh, I didn't think I would get through 100 grams of yarn in just over a day, but I did it. So then I moved on to the manatee. But I need to put my patches on. I need to open up my die club as well. So tomorrow I might open up die club, get the patches ironed onto here, and I'm going to put the advent patch on the back as well, just because I feel like this is a special bag now. Yeah, so that's what I'm going to do tomorrow. So I am going to grab my pattern, or try and find my pattern, and you might see me working on finishing off that scarf. I might come back to you in a little while when it's finished. But yeah, don't know what else we're going to do tonight, because Ralph has gone to London today whilst I was at my friend's. It's now 10 to 7. I don't know what time he's coming home. So yeah, I've cleared the draining board in the kitchen, and I might put on the telly. Not really sure yet, but we'll see. Yeah, we'll see what we get up to for the rest of the day. Tomorrow is New Year's Eve. And that's a wrap for 2023. I'll see you all again in 2024. Cheers.